What's up guys, here with my first Marvel Legends Eternals review from my Eternals haul, and today it's going to be Sersi. And once again, huge shout out to KO Zaton for helping me get these. If you're an Eternals fan and you don't follow him, what's wrong with you? And once again, I'm going to let you guys vote on the order that I review these. So go ahead and head to my community tab to put your vote into the voting poll, or just put who you want to see next in the comments, that works too. And with that said, without further ado, let's go and get this review started. Here's a closer look at the box front with the nice Eternals logo there. And here's the sides with the same glam shot that's on the back, which is actually a pretty good representation of Gemma Chan. It actually looks like her, which is pretty awesome. Here's the copy that you can read if you want to. Here's the other figures. I don't have Sprite or Druid, need to find those. And then of course, if you look down here, you can still see that it says 2020 on that. So I guess these have been in storage for the last year at least. And of course, here's the bottom with the UPC. And there she is, guys, Sersi, aka Gemma Chan, aka one of only 2 actors to have played 2 different Marvel characters in the MCU. Here's her other character, Minerva from Captain Marvel, if you guys remember. And the other actor being Michelle Yeoh, who played Shang's auntie in Shang-Chi in The Legend of the 10 Awesome Rings, who also played a Ravager in the end credit scene in Guardians of the Galaxy Dose. But we're not talking about continuity here, we're talking about Sersi, so let's go and take a closer look at her figure. And starting with face sculpt, I wouldn't say the likeness is exactly like Gemma Chan. It's somewhat in the ballpark. It's definitely not as good as the Shang-Chi wave. I mean, those likenesses to the actors were insane, but this is not bad. I feel like maybe if you got the right paint job, it would actually look more accurate, but either way, it looks way better than SH Figure Arts. And also way better than this. I mean, who is that? It's not even close to Gemma Chan. But I really do like the hair sculpt. They did a great job putting all the waves in there and everything. It's actually pretty stiff too. It doesn't have too much bend to it, so that's kind of interesting. Love the curves right there. They really did a great job on the hair, and I mean it kind of makes up for what they lost in the likeness. And then moving into the body, I really love the green that they use. I mean, it's just the molded plastic, but they have the nice metallic sheen to it, and there's actually not too much marbling to it, so it actually just looks really nice, although marbling in this one would actually probably look better. Also like the silver paint there, and just look at all these line details there, just except for that thing, oh well, plastic flare. But then you got these nice lines there. I don't really know. I wonder if they're ever going to actually say what they are in the movie, or if it's just a design point, but either way, it looks fantastic. And the details continue a little bit inside to the joint there, so that there's still detail when you articulate her. And the arms continue that nice detail as well, more of that lines, and I kind of like that kind of gradient silver that they use. It's pretty nicely done and well made. Definitely love the suit design. Whoever the costume designer was for this movie, which we'll find out when we read the credits, sit through them to see the end credit scenes, definitely did a fantastic job designing these suits. Really like it. Really looks outworldly. And just a side note, they're kind of really slippery. They used a lot of mold release on this figure. And the hands are very nicely detailed as well. Usually you just get a bunch of fists. I love it when they give you like open hands, something a little different, and the fingers are actually kind of bendy, but also pretty stiff too, so they definitely hold their shape, but they won't break on you. And just look at all the contours and details. Great job on the hands. And the details in awesome green continue down into the legs here. As you can see, got some nice big silver dots right there, very cleanly applied, and I like the shimmer of them as well. Although one bummer is the inside thigh here has that big white Lego jumbo that just stands out like a sore thumb, really annoying. And the inside of, I guess, the skirt, you could say, has no details, not like the outside there. Same thing on the inner side right here, no details. But then moving down into the feet, we got some nice little shoes, boots, or whatever. Looks kind of like clogs, but either way, I think it's better than Shang's, Jordans. There's Lego Jumbo. And as for articulation, her head rotates in the usual circle, not hindered by her hair, which is pretty awesome. Has some decent side to side as well, despite the hair, and can look up that much, not very much, and a little bit down. She has that newer kind of ball joint there. It looks great, with photos and stuff. It doesn't have that joint, which makes it look very toyish. And her arm rotates in a circle, and the shoulder joint goes up that much. Pretty good. She only has a single jointed elbow though. Goes out that much, a little bit past 90, but it does rotate 360, and her hand spins and does a flapple doodle. And she has a more modern upper waist rotation that's on a ball joint, gives her some good range there while also keeping the sculpt nice and clean. Now as for the legs, obviously they don't go very high because of this plastic piece right here, unfortunately. I mean, you can kind of bend it, but it only goes so far. Same thing with going backwards, but then again, they don't really have a lot of back movement anyways, even without this little cloth there. Now what's interesting is they put a slit on this side that gives her a decent, that's side of the leg split, but there's no slit on this side, so that leg doesn't go much. So she kind of just makes a little, A for Avenger. And she has the usual thigh swivel and then the double jointed knee, which are actually somewhat loose. They got some tension to it, but they're both, they're very free flowing there. And then she has her ankle rotation there, and it goes forward about that much and then back that much. And as for accessories, she only comes with 2 additional hands here. She's got the usual fist and then the Professor Xavier telepathic fingers. And then of course the bath piece, Gilgamesh's leg, the Gilgaleg. And for some comparisons, here she is next to Team Asian Actors of America. Here she is next to the Marvel Legends comic Black Knight. I wonder if Kit Harington's gonna get a suit in the movie. Here she is next to Sir Tur, not to be confused with a Celestial. Wait, those words aren't even close to each other. Here she is next to Disney Plus. I wonder if the Eternals know about the TVA. And finally, here she is next to the Jazzwares Master Chief, Diamond Select, Rocketeer, Medicom RoboCop, and McFarlane Death Metal Wonder Woman. And a fidget spinner. You guys remember these? These were like all the rage back then. Found this when I was digging through my toy box. Anyways, yeah, fidget spinner. Woo! Well guys, overall I actually really dig this figure. Although the likeness does leave much to be desired, the suit sculpt looks great with that green and silver. And I have to admit that these figures are actually making me more excited for the movie, even more so than the trailers did. But don't forget, I still have the other figures to review, and you get to fan vote what order I review them in. So don't forget to head to my community tab for the voting poll, or just vote who you want in the comments. But until then, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next fan voted review. Peace.
No.